My ministers will also proceed with the introduction of digital ID that will modernize how citizens interact with public services. My ministers will also proceed with the introduction of digital ID that will modernize how citizens interact with public services.
One step closer to the MOTB. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity, hoping to receive mercy from Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. Yahweh is the name of our Heavenly Father, that's who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is the name of His only begotten Son, that's who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Latinos, we are the Israelites, according to the prophecies of the Holy Scriptures. This is the brother Shamar from the GMS Jamaica camp, and the title of this lesson is One Step Closer to the MOTB. As you can see, the King of England, King Charles, is saying that his ministers, they're going to go forward. They're going to go forward with the digital ID infrastructure. So, what is digital ID infrastructure? Before we get into it, we can see in the news that the digital ID infrastructure, is being rolled out globally. So we see it's not just one country. We can see here Uganda. Uganda launches prototype program for digital ID public infrastructure. That's 23 hours ago. Right. The UK, of course, planning to roll out the digital ID infrastructure, as King Charles just said. Right. And as you look into it, you see this is an agenda being rolled out globally. So let's look into what is the digital ID infrastructure. According to the AI and Google, digital ID infrastructure is the foundational framework of physical hardware, software protocols, data registries, and legal standards that allows individuals, businesses, or devices to securely prove their identity online and offline. This is the part I wanted to focus on. It serves as one of the 3 core pillars of digital public infrastructure, alongside digital payments, ding, 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 and secure data exchange layers. Now we're seeing the framework for digital public infrastructure being laid out. You just heard King Charles mention one of those 3 pillars, which is the digital ID infrastructure. Another one, one of the key one that the scriptures told us to look out for is the digital payments. When did the scriptures tell us to look out for digital payments? And how will that digital payment manifest itself? Through the MOTB. The MOTB, which is a small microchips, small like a size of a rice grain inserted in the body, right, is going to be the ultimate digital ID, because it will prove who you are, because you're the only person that will have it, and it will be inserted in you as a security feature, quote unquote security feature. And of course, you can't buy and sell unless you have that, right? So one step closer to the MOTB. This is Revelation 13 verse 16. And he, right, you saw the he at the start of the video, King Charles and the Edomites. Yeah, the Edomites, the rulers of the world. He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, right, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save that he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And we break this down continually, over and over again, primarily the teachers, the prophets of the Lord, the men of Great Millstone, have broken this down. That mark in Revelation 13:16 goes back to the Greek word charagma, which means a stamp or imprinted, something that is stamped or imprinted. Just like how that small microchip, the small size of a rice grain or smaller, will be stamped or imprinted inside you. Right? Verse 17, that no man might buy or sell unless or save he that had that mark, that stamp or imprinted microchip is going to be in you. If you don't receive it, which the elect of the Lord will not receive that mark, you will be ostracized out of the system. This the rule of this world, the so-called white man, the rule of this world is implementing. You'll be ostracized out of that system if you don't receive his mark. Right? So this is the system that is being rolled out. This is the reason why there's a push towards digital. This is the reason why in a country near you, any country you are in, you're going to find there's plans for the government to unroll a central bank digital currency, CBDC. These are the things that are happening globally. In Jamaica, the central bank digital currency, the CBDC, is called Jamdex. Right? It will eventually be tied to a digital ID. It's a key thing. And go back to it. It's a key pillar of digital public infrastructure. The ID that is linked to the payment method, which is linked to secure data exchange layers. Right? And we're seeing the blockchain being used so that trade, through tokenization, right? Through tokenization, you can look up what tokenization is. But through tokenization, the blockchain is going to be used to trade physical assets digitally. The physical assets will be represented by a digital token, and then it will be traded digitally. So, for example, a car will be represented with a digital token, and once that digital token is traded, the ownership of the car will be traded as well. That's the system we're entering into, and all of that will be locked behind a small microchip the size of a rice grain inserted in your body that the Bible calls the MOTB, the mark of the beast. All right? Right? And if you can't see it at this point, you need to pray. Let me get close out YouTube. Let me get the BLB, Isaiah 32 verse 7. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speak it right. Right? So the churl is Esau. The instruments of the churl are evil. So the churl is that scoundrel, that knave, that niggardly one, right? The one who is truly dark. Esau, Edom, who wants to have the world kneel in front of him and receive his mark, as if he wants the world to kneel in front of him as if he's God. When he's that scoundrel that uses lying words and uses evil to achieve or try to achieve his means, try to achieve his hegemony, try to maintain his hegemony, right? And the instruments is his methods, man, his utensil, the vessel he uses, the tool he uses, right? And that tool he's going to use, that instrument he's going to use is that mark of the beast, that MOTB, right? So once again, Isaiah 32 verse 7, the instruments also of the church are evil. He deviseth wicked devices. And making the MOTB mandatory and forcing it on people, with a penalty of not being able to buy and sell if you don't take it, is evil. Just like how we saw it play out during that 2019, 2020 event that lasted years, where everywhere was shut down due to that pandemic. You are forced to take that JAB, right? You're forced to take that JAB, or else you couldn't travel. You couldn't enter certain establishments. You couldn't to purchase things. That was a dry run, or that was a test run of his grand vision that he wants to do, which is roll out the MOTB. He's going to speak as if it's righteous, using lying words. He's going to speak as if this digital ID, this digital payment methods, the MOTB, he's going to speak as if it's a good thing, but really and truly, it is going to be used to oppress and subjugate, right? It's an evil device. Add another precept. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that they shall not come, except there come a falling away first, which has happened to our people already. Our people have fallen away from our ancestral heritage or culture, or even knowing who we are as a people. We don't know, most of our people don't know that we're Israelites anymore, so we fell away, right? So let no man deceive you by any means, for that day, the end day when the Lord shall come, shall not come except there come a falling away first, which has happened, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that man of sin is being revealed right now. That's Esau, Edom. He's the man of sin. We saw him at the start of this lesson. He is the man of sin. He's the son of perdition. What is perdition? Perdition in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Salakia, let me just get rid of this ad. So perdition in the Merriam-Webster dictionary basically means eternal damnation. And who is that man of perdition? Let me get that Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Now this is a screenshot of the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary referring to Edom, and Edom is Esau. So Edom, and this is from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as a scene of great future judgments. See notably Isaiah 34:5, 6, 63 and 1. She's the only neighbor of the Israelites, right? By the way, this is a so-called white man. So she's the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Lord, from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And we see that perdition is eternal damnation. No mercy, right? No mercy for the Edomites. So that is the son of perdition. The son of perdition is the Edomites, the one that will get no mercy, and the only people that's not promised mercy from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is the Edomites, the Esau and the Edomites, which is one and the same, right? Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God. And that is what Esau ultimately wants to do. He wants to put his chip in front of him. Everyone must bow down like a dog, licking his master's hand, and receive that chip, to receive a morsel, go ahead and receive a morsel of meat. That is the reality Esau wants to create, but the Lord has another thing in mind. When he's about to fill his belly, as it is written, the Lord is gonna execute judgment, man, and is gonna rescue his people, right? So we're one step closer to MOTB. Those in the know, those of us hopeful elect, we pray that the Lord keep us in these times, and we rejoice when we see these things, because we know with the prophecies unfolding before our very eyes, we know ultimately the ultimate prophecy, which is the Lord coming back, taking this kingdom from the wicked rulers, and giving it back to the Israelites under Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. We know, so we're one step closer to returning to us being in power and the world being better off once again. So we rejoice when we see these things. One step closer to the MOTB. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kadash. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. Shalom to the elect.